I never want to forget this moment. That's right everyone, Dragon Ball Super Episode 2 has arrived, and it seems like a jolly good romp of a holiday. Onward to the promised resort, Vegeta goes on a family trip? It is indeed a promised land. Where we last left off, we had the first episode of Dragon Ball Super, and basically showing that Goku doesn't really like responsibility, or he does, so long as he gets to actually be able to bounce off and go and train with King Kai, and yeah. Goten and Trunks gave Videl some lake water, which was probably teeming with bacteria, and Roshi was there, and one thing. Gohan looks really good wearing mint. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that. Oh yeah, and then there's just this random god of destruction that's blowing up several planets for absolutely no reason, but that's not important right now. What is important is to see King Kai actually driving his car. I mean, yeah, he's done it a couple of times before in the series and a couple of movies, but it's worth mentioning, it's such a rarity. This moment of peace is not going to last long, especially if King Kai resorts to the old trope of going, "Yep, sure is very good having peace around here." That's the thing, King Kai, about anime. Everything is easily jinxable. But what's more is that not only is everything completely destroyed, but Goku's there wanting food, he gets the food, so really King Kai, you're not helping. It's like Stockholm Syndrome. You don't want Goku to be there, yet you give him food, even though he basically wrecked everything you owned. But then Goku brings up a very good point. King Kai could just basically use his powers to fix up everything in an instant, so it wouldn't really matter. But King Kai realizes that he basically lives a very boring existence, so this just eats up the time, but he doesn't want Goku to know that. But hey, we gotta have the yucks, because Dragon Ball, it's all about the yucks and the har-hars! King Kai's doing masonry. The reason why Goku keeps coming back to King Kai's planet is that it has 10 times Earth's gravity, which is exactly the same as planet Vegeta's, so his Saiyan body feels right at home here. He even says that, this is the best place for my body to train in. Let's get to it! Goku, you're lying, because first of all, the gravity chamber, that on the ship and at Capsule Corp, that could do at least 100 times gravity. The gravity chamber can do 400 times gravity. I think there are better places. Goku's basically saying there is no other place as heavy as this mound. No, you just want to bug King Kai. Just admit it, just admit it. Needless to say, Goku is completely unaware of all of the frustration that King Kai is having right now towards him. He thinks that they're best buddies and they want to hang out. Goku asks if he's imposing, but then just completely brushes it off like, I have to say this, but I don't really mean it. King Kai claims that he's the most important being in the galaxy. Well, you're at least more important than King Yama. After a brief costume change, Goku is ready to go. And we're ready to go back to Earth because we're seeing the Capsule Corporation family heading off towards a distant island. But the main meat of the episode starts with Vegeta on a jet plane. But Masako, why is Vegeta on a jet plane? Remember that one-liner throwaway that Vegeta said to Trunks while they were training right at the beginning of the Buu saga? You know, about taking Trunks to an amusement park if he's able to get a punch on Vegeta? Well, that's basically what they're doing. That's really cool to see, that the writing staff remember such a throwaway line. Like, it could have just been a joke, Vegeta didn't have to honor it, but here we are in episode 2. It just goes to show that the staff have actually done their homework. Vegeta, to nobody's surprise, is having a bit of a sulk whilst actually resting on top of the ship, going, I don't want to have fun! I want to be in excruciating agony! That's my kind of fun! Oh my, Vegeta, what you get up to in the bedroom is none of our business. So Bulma decides to bring out her own rough side, and then sends the complete craft into a tailspin, up in the air, around the sky, down in the water. Basically, that ship should be torn apart, but no, she can do that. But it does look cool, and the animation is pretty fluid, so that's top marks there. In fact, it actually looks like that same transport ship that we saw in the Android saga, only just like maybe slightly smaller, or scale, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, but hey, again, nice callback. They're doing their homework. And then to top it all off, we get Zarbon and Dodoria having a little bit of a cameo. Oh, guys, good to see you. You're looking especially fruity today. They all arrive at this really cool seaside town, which looks exactly like West City, almost to a T. I swear, Dragon Ball towns just look all the same to me. But yeah, what we're getting here, at least for this first part of the episode, is Vegeta, Bulma, and Trunks going on a family vacation to some kind of facsimile of Hawaii. They're trying on stuff, they're having a little bit of fun, whilst Vegeta seemingly has his arms glued to the side of his armpits. I'm still distracted by the possibility of seeing Vegeta wearing a Hawaiian shirt, or whatever Hawaii's approximation is in the Dragon world, really West City? But hey, Trunks is having fun. Apparently, he thinks that trying on clothes is way better than going to an amusement park. Trunks, you're lying. No kid would ever say that. How dare you? At least he can rock the Hawaiian shirt vacation look. And man, I really want to see Vegeta having fun, wearing sunglasses and all that stuff. I want to see him vacationing hard as if he were training. Vegeta does apply himself really well in certain situations, so he should do the same here. It's like, I'm going to be #1 and surpass Kakarot in having fun! Having said that though, Bulma does point out that Vegeta has changed quite a lot since the Buu saga. The fact he's even entertaining the idea of taking a break from his training and spending time with his family is such a huge step for his character after the lowest ever Majin Vegeta. And of course it births a shot of this. Bulma and Vegeta, Bulma on his shoulder, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be seeing that image for years to come. And one thing we can take away from all of this is that Vegeta really likes ice cream, seemingly strawberry flavour. And then of course, the main event. Vegeta on a choo-choo train, in his natural habitat, looking completely disgruntled, truly a sight to behold. I'm just going to add that to my collection of Jeets looking funny. But we mustn't forget, Vegeta is a Saiyan. And what do Saiyans do other than fight? Well, they eat. So cue the amusing food scene. The prince once again is going all out a la carte. And if there's one thing that Super does really well when it comes to drawing and detailing, it's the food. They make 2D food look positively mouth-watering. No joke. It looks spectacular. I want some of that. Now I'm hungry. And remember that squid from earlier that tried to get on Vegeta's face? Well, Vegeta's gonna get his revenge on the mother, but the mother's gonna get the revenge on him by spraying him with ink in a comical fashion. So yeah, you should be careful about what you eat, mate, because it might come back up against you. I'm just gonna add that face to my collection as well. After cleaning him up and calming him down, it's now sunset, and this is the time for them to all chill out, well, as much as they can with old Sourpuss over there. But it's time to party down for the night, with everybody drinking loads of different colours. They're drinking green, they're drinking yellow, they're drinking brown. No blue though, and I'm pretty sure Roshi would be very disappointed. Vegeta's in no mood to party though, because he feels like if he's missing just 1 second of training, Goku's gonna get that certain percentile stronger, an infinitesimal amount. Oh, dang it! I don't want Kakarot going a percentile stronger than me! But then, Vegeta's biggest fear emerges. Audience participation! The MC calls him out saying, "Yo man, you're not getting in the groove, you old man! Old man! Old man!" And so the chant continues for the best part of a minute. That feels really inappropriate to me. That's borderline harassment. I mean, yeah, I know Dragon Ball wants the yucks and all, but that's really bad. And Vegeta decides to deal with it the only way he knows, by getting really angry and then flying away. But Bulma and Trunks don't seem to be all that bothered about it. In fact, they were impressed that he even stuck it out for this long. That's a weird family dynamic. But hey, no matter. The partygoers decide to cheers with all of their different coloured drinks for the third time. Recycled animation, eh? Oh, I'm pretty sure they'll get a handle over it. I'm sure we won't see that again. And with that, it seems that that little tidbit of a storyline has come to an end. And honestly, that's fine by me. I feel like that if this storyline had been throughout the entire episode, it would have started to get a little bit stale and just dragged on for far too long and gotten boring. Here though, for half an episode, just right. Very good. It was a very pleasant little interlude before we cut back to Beerus, who's currently catching some rays, trying to figure out a dream that he had a while back, and just generally being a very hedonistic jerk. Meanwhile, Whis is doing all the work and speaking to Beerus on the telephone? With Beerus asking him if he's done whatever he's supposed to have done. And we find that out when Whis arrives on a planet containing loads of elk dinosaur and little green horned blobs. But then there's a bigger yellow blob, which is even more horned. He must be their Goku. With their prize intact, the tribe head on home, but then Whis interrupts the proceedings, demanding that they take that dinosaur because Beerus wants to have it for dinner. And that's it. But it does actually bring us a really funny scene where Whis is talking the same language as the Blob, and they're just going ho 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 ho. And yeah, seeing Whis do that, it's really funny. You know what? I like you, Whis. I really like you a lot. But the negotiations break down fast, and the yellow brute of a blob then turns into a huge red monster. Uh-oh, Whis, you might be in trouble there. Oh, no, wait, never mind. Beerus is there because he got bored for waiting for 2 minutes. But I know, right? Us Dragon Ball fans, we're so impatient waiting 2 minutes. We can relate. But I don't know, though. It seems to me at this point that this Beerus is not as likable as his movie counterpart. He then claims that the reason he's so cranky is that he had a bit of a dream and he can't quite remember what happened in it or who the person he saw in it was. So maybe this dinosaur food will help him jog his memory. I don't think food works like that, mate. It kind of just fills you with regret if you have too much of it. The red monster then gets bored of being on the sidelines and decides to attack Beerus head on. But all that Beerus does is lift a finger and then reflect an attack back, and then boom, the red monster is basically dead. So yeah, about that dinosaur meat, is he actually gonna eat it? No, he's just gonna blow the planet up for no other reason. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Seriously, Whis, you're not gonna stop him? Surely you could stop him. Well, no matter. It's a good thing the universe is pretty big. I'm sure there are loads of planets left. I hope. Right? Meanwhile, Vegeta is back training at 150 times Earth's gravity, and he is in his element. For a few seconds before he's pew-pewed down into submission. And he feels like he needs to get back up to Goku's power. He will not be the second fiddle anymore. He will not be that. He will be #1 by the time we end this series. Nope. No second fiddle for him. But back to Beerus though. Whilst the planet is busy destroying itself, he finally remembers the name. The destruction jogged his memory, somehow. So this person, whatever it is, it's the Super Saiyan God! Dun dun dun! What? A malevolent person somehow relating it to Goku, making Goku the focus in a Dragon Ball series? No! But clearly that was too much brainpower for Beerus to process, because he needs to go back home and eat some more, because that's what Beerus tends to do. You know what, he's kinda like Goku. Then the episode ends. All in all, this episode was rather amusing, but then ended up being rather irritating towards the end. The whole part with Bulma and Vegeta and Trunks was fantastic. It was such a pleasant sight to see, and it showed many deep cuts throughout the entire Dragon Ball Z series. Like, the writing staff are taking due course and attention and respect for the source material. That is really good to see. So many little tidbits, so many little references, loads of good comedy. Great, and the fact it was only half an episode? Perfect in terms of pacing. They didn't have to do that whole amusement park shtick, but they did. Good job. However, the whole thing with Beerus just blowing up a planet to show off his fickle nature and show how destructive he is, I don't know. It feels a little bit cliche, and also just really not sitting well with me. I get what they were going for. They were trying to demonstrate how powerful Beerus is and how much of a loose cannon he is. But you know what? After re-watching the movie, I feel like the movie did it better. It was much more subtle and nuanced. The way to show Beerus' power was for him to tap an egg, just as if it were nothing, and it turns to powder. And talking about Frieza, who was the galactic tyrant for the longest time, as if he were just a tiny little insignificant bug. The divine beings like doing that, comparing everyone to Frieza. It's just par for the course. The Super version was more bombastic and it looked really cool, but it was less appealing. Honestly, Beerus to me right now seems a bit of a twerp. Here's hoping that it'll all balance out in the future. But anyway, that was my review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 2. Tune in next time for my review of Dragon Ball Super Episode 3. Until the next one, be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later!